Hey, how you doing? Welcome. It's been 20 years since Half-Life 2 came out. That doesn't make me feel old. It's been 20 years since Halo 2 came out, which was around the exact same time as this coming out. So I was like, okay. So this is Half-Life 2 RTX, Half-Life 2 20th anniversary tribute video. Now, I should let everybody know, I've tried many times to play Half-Life 2. It's just me. I don't know. I know the game is amazing, and what I've played was great. I just every time I play it, I just like I played it. I tried to play it on because I didn't have a PC at the time that could run it, so I played it on Xbox when it first came out on there, which of course is a definitely not a great version of that game. But I tried and I just couldn't get into it. Then I tried playing on Orange Box, couldn't get into it, and then I think I tried once again on PC. I just couldn't get into it, and which is weird because I played Half-Life 1 on PS2, which is from what I hear a good port. I mean, I never played on PC, so I can't tell you if it was good or not. But like it was as good as the PC or not. But like I played that. That game was hard as shit, and I played that when it came out. I never played Half-Life 2. I never finished it. I know, I have to. But I thought it would be fun to take a look at this anyway. One day I will. What would be really cool. I mean, RTX is nice, but I wouldn't be able to run it most likely. No, definitely won't. My graphics card cannot do the RTX. But what would be nice if we got a remaster of Half-Life 2. If they're not going to do a Half-Life 3 or Episode 3, why not just, give us a remaster? That wouldn't be nice. I think that'd be kind of cool, Rest in peace, Tony Todd, by the way. Yeah, he's in these games. So, anyway, let's go. 3, 2, 1, play. Also, what was his name? Who passed away also recently was in these. Enemy Mine. What's the actor's name?
Half-Life 2 is my favourite game. It's something I've been playing for over 20 years now. It was unlike any other game I'd played before.
A lot of games tended to focus on like one thing. Either this is the shooter game or this is the story game. And Half-Life 2 decided it kind of wanted everything.
Yep.
Half-Life 2 was the first game where I'm like, there's characters here, there's story, there's emotions being conveyed.
The whole game is packed with memorable experiences. Stepping off the train for the first time and walking up that platform.
I played this part many times when they start chasing you.
Screen above you.
The terror when you first enter Ravenholm and see zombies with their stomachs spilling out, coming towards you.
I want to say I got this far.
Crawling around the ground.
In the coast, coming out from under that.
I mean, I got relatively far the first time I played this game. I just never finished
over
it.
The pitfall below.
It's like you're inhabiting a different reality. And then, as if just using the technology of the day wasn't good enough, Valve decided to invent a whole bunch of new ways of doing things.
So
things like the physics. It wasn't just a gimmick that was going on in the background.
Yep,
it was an integral part of the game.
Big part of the gameplay.
The facial animation technology, the expressions that characters can make was the best of its era.
Yeah.
You had
Is that the RTX version? Because that looks better than...
fictional.
Dude, that looks so good. Dude, the two games that hold up so well is Half-Life 2, even if this is the RTX version that they're showing. I don't think so, because it just says Half-Life 2 on the top left. I'm assuming they're going to transition to that RTX version. No, because it doesn't really have any of the chat. Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to look better. This and like the I should say Silent Hill 2 and 3, but Silent Hill 3 still looks so fucking good. Silent Hill 4 does also, I should say. But Silent Hill 3 looks so fucking good. I can't believe how good that game looks.
Was the best of its
era.
What's
her name too? That voices Alex in this game at least. I don't think she voices her in the other game. Shit, she played Marlene in The Last of Us. Same actress.
World, which was entirely new.
She's also in the show.
Together to really be a masterpiece that people still come to 20 years.
A masterpiece.
But the real thing that I think has let this game keep on living is modding.
The mods, I knew they were gonna say mods.
So open and so forward. And in the modern day,
Alex
I think that
Vance
lends itself
nude
to
mod.
Something like what we're doing here on Half-Life 2 RTX.
Now I'll play it. Here we go.
Half-Life 2 RTX started because
scary.
we had 3 different teams in the community, all making their own Half-Life 2.
Wait, am I stupid? Have I seen something about Half-Life 2 RTX before? I remember a Half-Life RTX thing in the past. I thought it was the first game, but now I'm thinking, wait, hold on. I think I've seen this before.
Remakes.
Not this video,
My
but just
involvement with the project started with Half-Life 2 VR.
Yeah, which I can't wait for that.
Project
I can't wait for that self-aware series. Half-Life 2, but the AI self-aware
mod Project 17, which is a remake of a certain part of Half-Life 2.
Okay.
And we have my own team, Raising the Bar Redux, which was kind of doing an alternate universe take on Half-Life 2.
Yeah, a lot of people still make stuff,
a couple of story concepts.
The three of us combined as Orbifold Studios wanted to see what Half-Life 2 would really look like with path tracing.
You add in NVIDIA, a cutting-edge piece of technology in RTX Remix, and you have all the pieces.
The gameplay and the storytelling still stand up incredibly well, but we just wanted to recapture that sense of awe that we all had 20 years ago playing it for the first time.
What we fundamentally don't want to do is make this a different game. We just want it to be updated to the modern day with details that maybe Valve would have done, and in fact has done with Half-Life Alyx.
But the original engine is 20 years old. There are things that we simply can't do that stand in the way of the vision we want to create. And that's where Remix comes in.
Okay.
RTX Remix is the core of our remastering process. The original engine has very hard limits.
Remix allows us to completely bypass those limitations and update it all with modern AAA workflows.
It lets us do things like introduce PBR materials so that, for instance, metal will realistically reflect light off of its surface.
Really nice, yeah.
We have fully ray-traced reflections and refractions on water and glass. And
that looks so nice. Like, this is the thing. I think people are blowing up RTX a little bit too much. Because in the long run, it does not matter. It really doesn't. You're not going to be looking at these reflections. But when you show them in videos like this... But then they also do a good job of showing like how it like look at the environment. You like even the texturing looks better. It just does. At least like it looks really fucking good. At least, which I'm assuming the game's 20 years old. It's not going to look as good as this. I would assume. You know. But like the lighting is important to me. Reflections I don't really care about. Lighting is very important, dude. That's how you can make a game that looks kind of ass and make it look really fucking great. Like. Resident Evil 7, not that it's a bad looking game, it's definitely not, even without the lighting, but that game looked incredible for its time. 7 years ago? Almost 8 years ago now? Fuck. That's crazy. But the lighting in that game was so good, I was like, this might be like the best looking game of this gen. Like, it looks so fucking good. And then, you know, other games came out, but yeah, whatever. At the time, I thought it looked incredible.
And shadows.
The hanging lights you can see now have their own physically accurate light source attached to them, where if an explosion goes off nearby, that hanging light will start swinging around and casting these dynamic shadows.
Then we've got other changes we've made, like in the original game, they would often make geometry out of very...
I mean, that rust looks really good. That's good rust.
Shapes. Now we actually have full 3D detail in there, and it's all self-shadowing and reflecting.
I mean, for a 2004 game, like that barrel texture looks still look really good. Like, look how good that looks. I would almost say that actually looks maybe a little bit better. I mean, it looks
stunning.
Half-Life 2 is a big game. There's a lot of assets to remaster, and so there's a lot of work to be done.
We have hard surface artists, material designers, we have character artists and particle...
At this point, Valve needs to... I mean, they're pretty cool with the modding stuff and fan projects, obviously. They let Hunt Down the Freeman on Steam. Like, what the fuck? Did they play that game? I didn't play it. I've seen people play it, though. Which is funny, because I've never played Half-Life 2 all the way, but I've seen Hunt Down the Freeman play it all the way through. You fucked up my face.
And even programmers.
I believe at this point
it's a great line.
People
didn't realize how good that line is.
Over.
You fucked up my face.
100 unique contributors, all community run.
Many of them are professional game developers in their day job, and they still love Half-Life 2 enough that they come home in the evening and they work for us.
They work for us.
It may have been 20 years since
that shot looks so good. Look, the foliage. That's good foliage.
Came out.
Lighting.
And it's still an excellent game that everyone should experience.
There's
I know.
a whole generation of
if I had a better computer, I would just wait for this then.
Gamers who were born and have grown up since Half-Life 2 first came out.
I was 14 when it came out.
Will probably be playing it for the very first time.
That's
with
crazy.
RTX rendering.
I remember seeing Judgment Day do a. Judgment Day was a show with Victor Lucas and Tommy Tallarico. I know everybody hates Tommy Tallarico now, but at the time, one of my favorite shows of all time. Still is. I think back on that show, it was just a review show, kind of like an X Play or whatever. It was on G4. It was also called Reviews on the Run in Canada, but over here it was called Judgment Day. And they did a head-to-head Halo 2 versus Half-Life 2, and I at that point I already played Half-Life 1, so I was just like, Half-Life 2 is gonna probably be very good, but like Halo 2 is gonna win, right? Because I was unbelievably excited. And then Half-Life 2 won. To be fair though, Half-Life 2 got 2 10s, and Halo 2 got a 10 and a 9.5. So it was just like, you gotta buy both of them. What the fuck you doing? Especially since both of them are on completely different like consoles or whatever. One's only on PC at the time, the other one's only on Xbox. You gotta get them both if you can. Like,
I hope when fans come and play Half-Life 2 RTX that we've recreated the ideal memory of Half-Life 2 on cutting-edge technology.
Yeah,
We're so excited to make this experience one to be remembered and
so
show
good.
this old friend again, remade in modern glory.
Dude, again, lighting. That's the key to the future of graphics in my eyes. Ray tracing's great, don't get me wrong, but you won't notice as much as amazing lighting. And yes, ray tracing will help lighting. I'm not saying it, but I'm talking about just the reflections. People focus way too much on the reflections. Like, look at the ray trace reflections. Look, wow, you can see Spider-Man as you whiz by at fucking 400 miles an hour. You'll never even notice. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. You'll notice it when you want to notice it. But when you want to notice it, well, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Again, it'll add a lot to the lighting on the reflections. Will add more to the environment. Yes, so that's what I'm saying. But the lighting is still there to help the reflections look better. You know what I mean? It's still the lighting doing the heavy lifting in a lot of those scenes. Like, I see people showing off Spider-Man 2, showing it with ray tracing and showing like, look at the puddles. Look, it finally has the puddles and shit. You remember the puddle gate with Spider-Man 1? But look at the puzzle. Oh my god, it looks so good, the reflections. But it really is the lighting that's making it look that good, That's whatever. Whatever. Anyway, that was great. That looked excellent. Yeah, I definitely have watched something like this before for this. I actually totally forgot I did until, let me see, Half-Life 2. Yeah, I watched another one early this year. Yeah. Yes, Half-Life 2, but AI self-aware. I'm ready for that. Anyway, that looks amazing. It really does. It looks fantastic. So maybe if I ever get a good PC, I'll play that one. We'll see. I've been considering getting a really great an expensive one that even can do RTX stuff. But I want to wait until I really want it. Because if I get it now, then in like 5 months, that shit will be outdated already. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna wait until I really want it. My computer, I just upgraded a little bit, so it's a little bit better. I put more RAM in it, and I dusted it off a little bit. I cleaned it up, shined it. I went shine. It worked. It still works. I replaced the CPU fan. So not that it was dying or anything. It was just like, oh. Let me update a little bit. Anyway, whatever. That's it. Bye.